So Jay, we've received tons of feedback from your blog post on how to attract venture capital money, or I think the original blog was dating tips for entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. And you were also a member of the Power Panel at Ignite, mm-hmm. and now a mentor for companies that are going to get a small investment, but you're going to also help them to grow and be really successful in the next couple of years. So tell us first and foremost, like, who won the Ignite? Like, there was 2 companies awarded. Who were they?
Yeah, so we narrowed down to 5, and the 2 at the end were Mobile Exco and Squabble Studios. And I think that as we looked at those companies, we started to say, you know, who are those companies that have shown some traction already, right? Okay. And it kind of follows that whole idea around the dating tips, right? That you want to see these companies that have had some tractions, that really focus on their product and their customer first, and really look at the funding as a secondary thing, right? Okay. Spend the time building your company, and then funding will eventually come to you. So I think that worked out really well for us when we looked through these.
And I know when you're talking about dating tips, I mean, it's also like you talked about, doing things on your own terms. Yeah. And what does that actually mean?
So I think that when a lot of companies look at raising money, they look at it, right away. They got this great idea, great product. They want to be first to market, and they want to raise this big amount of money to help them do that. And I think one of the challenges is when you look at that, I think you're a much riskier company, right? So when the investors look at this, they say, well, it could be a knock it out of the park type of idea, but it also could be a flop. Right? So when you start to do this, building your company up, you show that, hey, look, there is a market here. There is traction here. We actually can service clients. We can deliver the ROI that we've been talking about to these people. And then when the investor looks at it, they say, you know what? We actually see a stable company here. We're not too scared about the company. So we're actually going to be more conservative on the terms that happen here. We're going to allow the entrepreneur to grow the company the way they've been growing.
Right. And also in that article, what I found fascinating was when you're talking about the ups and downs. Yeah. So explain that a little bit more, because people have asked us a lot about that.
Yeah. So just like in a relationship with my wonderful wife, right, you have ups and downs, right? So one of the things I talk about is that when you're looking for investors, you have to think about everybody that's part of their ecosystem, right? Mm-hmm. You might be working with one managing director during this whole process, but that person might not be there in 6 months, right? So you got to know that when you go through the downs, because you'll have those, that the people that are around the table, not just that managing director, but all those people are there and going to support you through that, right? So it's really about not just dating the person you're dealing with, but dating their whole business and all those people that are around that.
Right. And then so, like, for the entrepreneur that's out there that's doing that, they're getting the traction, they're out, going through those ups and downs. Like, what would you say would be like the final piece of advice in your dating tips, for those people to either secure it or to find the right partners?
I think it's just take the time, meet a bunch of different people, and look at those people that really have the same mindset of where you want to go and the same time frame. I think that's the other one you got to think about is, a lot of investors want quick returns, and I think that you have to be really realistic with where you're trying to go and how fast you're trying to.
So it almost is really similar to a relationship like your dating tips, where it's like someone may want to get married faster than the other, and the other, right? So you've got to be very cautious with this relationship as you build it.
Absolutely.
Like, cool. Well, this has been kind of part 1 of our series, and we'd love to hear more from you about what other questions would you have for Jay about these dating tips, or how to attract venture capital to take your company to the next level. So drop us an email, and we'd love to hear from you.